Welcome back to another episode of How Did They Grow? I created this podcast because I wanted you to learn how other coaches, freelancers, service providers, and course sellers are growing their business, landing 10 to 20 new clients every single month, paying them 50, 100, 200K months. See, if they've done it, you can too. And that's just the reality. And I want you to listen to these podcasts to understand what strategies are they using, what techniques are they exploring, because it's in these gems that you can apply it to your business and actually scale things up. When you're ready and you feel like you actually want to learn practical, proven methodologies, or even you want to hire a team that can build you a profitable personal brand, book in a chat with our team because we can guarantee you go viral and guarantee you get clients for your business.
And welcome to the show, guys. This is the How Did They Grow podcast. And today we have one, Kevin Trin. Tell me I'm pronouncing that right.
That's correct, my friend. Kevin Trin.
Amazing.
San Diego.
Amazing, Kevin. Kevin, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I've been in San Diego most of my life. Grew up over here, and I went to college in LA. Was a pre-med student, and then dropped out. Medical wasn't for me, and then so I chose to went back, get my MBA, and focus in business. At that time, I was already doing construction, work on the side to make money. So I've been doing construction for the last 20 years or so. But recently, I started my own construction company the last 10 plus years. And been doing that. So I've been growing my active income, my money that way. The last 8 years, I've been doing real estate investing, and something that I've been doing just primarily for myself and my family. So got a lot of great experience from doing that. And right now, what I'm doing is that I have stopped taking on clients from a construction company and focus on building just for myself and doing things that is going to create a legacy and a generational wealth that I can leave from my family. Right, that's what I'm focusing on right now.
Amazing. You know, we were speaking before the podcast started, and you were saying like you're at that point now where you're transitioning into coaching. You're kind of teaching others how to coach.
Yeah. I truly think that, you know, to a certain point, when you get to create some success for you and your family, then you start looking to see the next step, the next journey, and what can you do. Of course, then by then is to think about giving back, right? How can I give back to the community, right? I think that, you know, creating a legacy for my family is great, but how can I create a legacy and leave that for others as well? And so moving and transitioning into trying to do, you know, coaching and educating people on how to do what I'm doing so that they can also create a legacy for their family is powerful.
Definitely. I'm kind of curious, at which point in this journey, and how long have you been doing it? And at which point in the journey did you decide to make that transition?
To be honest with you, any business out there, I mean, yeah, we all know that businesses go through their ups and their downs. Through my ups and downs, I learned that when I was in my downtime, that you know, I can go out there, get clients, make money, and no one will really care about what I do. But you know, if I can impact others to showcase them how to, you know, make money for themselves, that's going to be much more powerful in such a way that I'm helping them do it, not just to, you know, because if I was just to get a client and I do help them build something, right, that's helping them, but I'm not helping them in a way that's impactful to the extent where it can change their life. You see what I'm saying? So I realized that I was meant to do a little bit more. All right, I'm giving this opportunity, this talent, this I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, this knowledge, this experience, this wisdom to just go out there and share. And so why hold back? Right? I want to see other people win, you know.
Amazing. This is really amazing. You know, I speak to a lot of coaches, and a lot of coaches, because you didn't start off coaching, but a lot of coaches, they start off coaching for a similar reason, which is the money, right? They start doing it for the money. Oh, it's easy. You talk to a couple people, you get $1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then it gets to a point where it goes beyond the money. You get to, let's say 20, 30K a month, and it's like, you can really do whatever you want at that point, right? But what does that do for you? How are you changing lives? It becomes now to a point where they fall in love with coaching, that they can coach even if they're not getting paid. You know what I mean? So it's like they've graduated from that financial mindset to this, what's the word I can use, where it's about,
you know, You're
Go on.
not too far off from that. I think that, once you hit the word I am thinking about is the word freedom, right? For me,
Yes.
having that freedom now to just give back without asking for anything is powerful, bro. Because like you
Yeah.
said, I mean, most of these coaches are still doing it for the money, right? I'm already generating money through my construction company and now building for myself. So technically, I don't have to do this coaching to generate money, right?
Yeah.
What I want to do is that if I can educate people and like I said, leave a legacy for people, that's more impactful for me. I mean, if I die one day, right, I don't want just 10 people showing up to my funeral, right? If it's
Yeah.
much more powerful if you have a whole entire city or town, coming to your funeral because that meant that you did something great for people. Right?
Yeah. So this stuff goes way, way deeper than just,
It's much deeper than that, brother.
results.
Yeah.
You have like a story you want to share, an experience, or what?
For what?
You mean
In
like
what particular?
what got you thinking? You know what I mean?
About the way I think?
Yeah, because like as you said, you get to that freedom, but it takes some people something. Usually there's an experience, maybe they lose someone or something happens, then they start thinking, man, what am I really doing? What am I really doing in my life? You know what I mean?
It's true. A few years ago, before I started digging more into this educating and coaching stuff, I mean, I had business that was up there and we, had some mishap that made us lost everything. And that downturn was when I really had to ask myself, like, if I rebuild everything, which I did, how would I do it differently? And how would I do it in a way that would impact people? Now, during that time frame, I also had a few people that passed away that I lost in my family. And I think that by losing people that close to you, you start thinking about time also, right? Time is so valuable, bro.
Yeah.
And people take it for granted. They don't understand how valuable time is. And so once I lost everything and I was on the rebuild phase, right, I was thinking, okay, if I rebuild everything, how can I do it differently? So, okay, let's just focus on doing my own construction, my own business, and showcasing to people that, I can truly build something that I don't have to go out there just to take people's money. I can do it myself. At the same time, now I'm educating and giving back to people and showcasing them that this is what I do. This is what I know, right? So maybe you should think twice and see if you want to learn something from me and apply it to your life that might change something for you. If I'm able to crawl back up and build something from scratch again, there's nothing that can't stop you from doing it. Especially you're already a step ahead of me. Right? Everything is good for you right now. You see?
Yeah. Amazing, 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 amazing story. You said we're short on time, so let's kind of transition into the social media aspect of things.
Sure.
I hope you're enjoying this podcast. I hope you're taking notes. I hope you're learning so much practical wisdom because that's what I really wanted from this podcast. Now, I just want to quickly say, if you're looking for a team that can actually help you explode and go viral with your personal brand with proven methodologies, I say this because I've been doing this for the past 5 years. We've got a team of 30 people who are ready to go ahead and explode your brand so you can get clients begging to work with you. Have a chat with one of our advisors. You can book in a chat using one of the links around this video because that chat might just change your life.
At what part of your journey did you decide to start? Okay, so you didn't start coaching until, I'm assuming, recently, like 2 years?
No, man. I started coaching maybe a year ago.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
So did you use social media for your business before that, or you only started when you started coaching?
No, man. Most of my business was really based off of referrals, guerrilla marketing, very organic. I grew that way because of the service we provided was great and people like it. So I always believe in that form of business versus heavily marketing and doing stuff out there. So I wasn't that heavy on social media at all. And I believe that the only time I started realizing that it's important is because I had more free time. I was following people, other influencer on the social media platform. And I'm like, dude, these guys are getting a lot of message across. Maybe this is the way to do it now. Even before it wasn't, but now is the way. But as you get into it, dude, these algorithms and these social media platforms, they change like weekly, monthly, yearly. So it's crazy to keep up with things, right? And so definitely, that's when I started having to look for ways to outsource and getting, people who's knowledgeable in the space to come in and help me get it done correctly.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's a jump that a lot of people have to make, and it takes You know, the reason why a lot of people are scared to make that jump is one, because there's, as you said, there are a lot of shitty people on the internet, you know, making promises, saying
man.
they're experts. And also, it's like a lot of entrepreneurs, obviously, you got to that level where you had the finances, like time was your priority, right? A lot of entrepreneurs, they're in that position where, especially the ones in our audience, the ones who are listening, they're in that position where they're solopreneurs now. They want to do everything by themselves. They want to be busy. You know what I mean?
Yep. Bro, I can tell you right now, that's the wrong mindset. And that's one another, you know, that can be something that can be on a different episode. But, you know, having the right mindset and understanding how to leverage and use other people that's more knowledgeable and better at what they're doing than you is going to take you a lot longer and further out, man.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's like, brother, you are a business owner. You are an entrepreneur. There's no reason why you should be working 90 hours a week on something that you're not even that good at. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're not even that good at it.
Yep. In the very beginning, when I started doing the social stuff, just to test it out, I was shooting it myself. I was editing it myself. And then I slowly went into, you know, doing it with some other supposedly good people online that really didn't do great stuff for me. And then I transitioned to having someone doing it locally for me, which is great. And now we're looking to take that a step further, right? We're looking to scale this a lot faster and better now.
Amazing, amazing. Let me kind of ask you then, when you were looking for a company, what was the most important thing for you? Because like that's another insight that a lot of people, they don't know. Like, what would you look for? Because you've already gotten someone who you're happy with. Kind of tell the audience, what should they be looking for? You know,
if you're brand new to social media and you're just starting out, I think the one thing you need to look for a company that can help you achieve what you're trying to achieve, the biggest thing you got to see is if that company aligns with your strategy and your goals, right? There's a lot of times where there's a lot of company out there that can say they can do this marketing, X marketing, that, and this, but it's only to their strategy and goals of that particular marketing company. It doesn't really align with what you want to achieve. For example, if I want to get more followers, right? Most marketing company can do that for you. But if I want to get true followers that really will engage with my content, right? Who understands what I'm doing, who wants to learn more from me, who's going to DM me, who's going to talk to me, who's going to comment. That's what I want, bro. I want that true authenticity of people talking, reaching out to me. I don't want just followers, right? And so that's what I'm looking for now, right? Different than before. Before, I was just thinking about followers. Right?
So is that search over?
I don't know yet. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet. Amazing.
Right now, I have great content creation. I have great reels. I have great short forms. If you look at my Instagram, I think that those reels are looking great.
Yeah, they look great. Yeah.
Yeah, they look great. They're edited very well. But okay, where's the engagement? Where's the content? Where's the people talking to me? Where's the DM? Where's the new followers that are really engaging with me, right? So that's what I want to look for, dude.
Yeah. Let me just kind of, we're wrapping up. Let me just kind of give you some expert like insight here and there. Think about engagement, think about what you're looking for. Like editing is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
The aesthetics is good, but that's not what people want. And at the end of the day, like people want value. And with social media, you have to play the game. And that's the honest. You have to play the game in terms of you have to have your hooks. You might want to be the guy who's just, I'm not saying that's you, but I speak to a lot of people. It's like, I just want to be in front of that camera, just giving my mind out, I'm a coach, you know what I'm saying? But with social media, it's like, you have to play the game, you know what I mean? And the game is people are losing their attention span. So if you're able to have this crazy idea that you want to share, you being a coach, and then you have someone who's going to repackage that for you into a script and make it sure that they're playing with what is already working. They're not throwing spaghetti at the wall in terms of just sitting there in front of a camera. That's when the real engagement comes, because you're educating, right? You're not an influencer, you're not a dancer, you're educating, right? So
correct.
If people you're supposed to be educating are not even watching past 3 seconds because it's like it's not being communicated, then it's like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
And not only that, what I realized by starting this a couple months ago is that I realized that every platform has a different viewer, and every platform, the viewers want certain things differently. Because I noticed that certain reels perform well on one platform like TikTok, and one doesn't perform that well on Instagram. So, you know, it led to me now seeing the true fact that the followers that are on a certain platform wants different things. And if you want engagement on a certain platform, you got to do different videos or just maybe different short form reels posted the same, but so that you can get different engagement from both sides.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's like Instagram and TikTok, right? The thing, right? So usually what we would say is like for Instagram, Instagram loves the aesthetic. They love that editing and all that,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So doing that on Instagram is amazing. On TikTok, TikTok doesn't really care. It's not like it doesn't matter, but it doesn't care. So if that quality, that core isn't there, then it wouldn't matter. Then we tell our clients on TikTok, so like if you have the TikTok, what you would do on your Instagram story, because TikTok is more bedroom. It's like
Right.
you don't have to be pretty on TikTok.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So usually that's what happens on Instagram stories. You don't have to be pretty on your stories. You have to be raw and authentic, right? So for TikTok, what you're doing on your stories should come to your TikTok, because that's when you can get the raw thing that you're looking for. You can what English am I going to use, bro? Like you can afford to, right? Yes, you can afford to be less fancy, you know, not in a chair with my mic. You can afford to do that on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of, it's crazy. Social media is a game. I'm a freak for social media. I love just cracking it down, but I think we're running out of time. We definitely connect some other time, bro. Let me ask you, where can the people go to find out and learn more about what you do?
On social media, I mean, you can find me on Instagram, kevin.trin888. I'm on there, or you can look me up on Kevin Trin on TikTok. I'm also on YouTube as well, but I'm starting to do some podcasts right now. So that's a new thing that I'm trying out. So eventually we'll have a podcast channel as well, but definitely looking forward to, you know, creating more of these, talking to more people like you, and hopefully get the word out there, what I'm doing.
Amazing, amazing. By the way, for those listening on audio, it's Kevin Trin, Kevin, Trinh.
That's correct.
Right?
Yes.
All right, brother. It's been great having you on, and hopefully we can have you on some other time.
Thank you, Mike.
I really hope you enjoyed this podcast. I want you to go away and execute everything there is that you've learned. Now, one thing I will say is if you're in a position where you're ready to actually take things to another level, you want structured, clear guidance, you want a team that can actually help accelerate you, book in a chat with our advisors. Why? We can blow up your personal brand to attract clients begging to work with you. All you got to do is book in a chat with our advisors and we can help make it happen. Sound fair enough?